Hello, welcome to Fibertown. This is episode 126. It's October 23rd, 2015. I am Emily. I'm Chain of Fools on Ravelry, and I feel like I'm looking at a weird angle at the computer, so I apologize. My name is Chain of Fools on Ravelry and Fibertown with an R-E on Instagram, and on my blog at fibertown.blogspot.com. And where else? iTunes and YouTube. No more Periscope. Bye-bye. I'll catch up with you all other ways. Hello. I'm in a different spot today. I am in front of some of the stash, the major portion of the stash. And it's so good to I'm just distracted by looking at all my good things. I'm going to have to talk about this. All my good things on this camera. Nice. Okay, so I have a giveaway winner to announce first. Lara Smoot, the prolific and wonderful designer, has offered one pattern giveaway, and the winner of that was number 3, Turabi, who is Britta from Denmark. Congratulations! So contact me, I will contact Lara, and let's see. She has a new collection out, the Lakes Cowl Collection, which she just gifted me. Thank you so much. It's definitely cowl season, and I will be enjoying knitting that. Go and check out, I think those of you who did check out her patterns were very impressed, and she does have gorgeous stuff. Thanks, Lara, and congratulations, Britta. So, today we have finished objects, works in progress, spinning, and Rhinebeck, Muppet Flail Rhinebeck. because Rhinebeck. Are you all tired of hearing about it yet? I'm going to talk about it anyway. It was pretty spectacular. Okay. So, I'm wearing my first finished object. This is the Enchanted Mesa by Stephen West with modifications by me. Modifications, I did not drop one sleeve down. The armholes are more or less at the same spot. I finally got a chance to block it. If you saw me wearing it at Rhinebeck, it was not blocked. The sleeves were like up to here. So they are a good length. The body grew as well, and the stitches evened out. I was madly knitting the second sleeve on the plane and in the airport, and that second sleeve was tighter than the first because I was stressed. But it's fine, blocked out. It's absolutely fine. Look at that. So this is all out of, let me show you the bottom. Try not to show you my sweatpants. Tried to match the bottom of the sleeve more or less to the bottom of the sweater. And there's my little bind off in gold. So it's by Stephen West, The Enchanted Mesa. This is my second one. It is not my last. I really adore making this sweater. It usually goes pretty fast for me. What else can I tell you? It's all out of the hand spun, mostly spindle spun, except for the hobbledehoy bat, which is this icy blue. The rest is mostly gourmet. It's all gourmet stash, mostly spindle spun, except for this goldy yellow. That was a Great Gatsby colorway. And there's cashmere, there's yak, there's silk, there's sari silk, there's silk noil, there's holographic sparkle, there's regular sparkle. It's kind of spectacular. So it's cozy and cushy and soft and just lovely. So that is FO number 1. I hope you guys enjoy watching me try to wear it. And let's see. So that was Enchanted Mesa. FO number 2 is this hat out of Indulgence 6-ply. I don't have the ball band. Sorry. It was a gift skein. This is going to be a gift hat. This is the sockhead hat pattern. Again, modified by me. It looks so cute. I have enough yarn to make a second one. I'm going to take some of this, which is most of my sock yarn stash and fingering weight. Although I think there's a little bit of DK up there. Anyway, I'm going to make another one of these for sure. I only cast on 80 stitches since this was sport weight. I think it's a free pattern by Kelly McClure, the sockhead hat. She calls for 120 out of fingering weight, but I'd heard a lot of folks say that was way too big. So this was a sport weight, so I went for 80 stitches. And I did 2x2 rib for 4 inches. So that is a modification. I believe it was 6 inches in the pattern. And then I did stockinette stitch for about 4.5, 5 inches. So if you do not fold up the brim, I think it's quite nice. If you do fold it, it's quite slouchy if you leave the brim unfolded. And then if you do fold up the brim somewhat, it's a beanie. If you need extra warmth around your ears. Cheers. I'll get to that. All right, that's it. Works in progress. I have a sock in my Jandi Smiley spindle bag, which I always also use for socks. I have some lollipop yarn, and it is a Halloween colorway. Again, sorry, don't know the colorway name. Oops. And I dropped one of my Carbons DPNs in my car somewhere. And they're black, and the rug in my car is black, and I have no idea where it is. But I'm on the toe decreases. So these will be done today, most likely. You know me, I don't really bother to do anything special with the heel or do color yarn management there, so I have these weird stripes. I will still love the socks just as much as if they were perfect. So these are my October socks. I'm going to have to be pretty monogamous to finish the second one by the end of the month. It's going to be a challenge because so many things to knit. Am I right? I think I'm going to take this hat off. The sweater's warm enough. It's in the 70s here. And after being in New York this weekend, I'm not loving the hot weather. I want some more fall colors, cool breezes. Virginia. You are still too hot. Okay, so my other work in progress is the Nanook sweater, which I have not, here it is. This is a bag I made. I have not worked on this in a while. This is the Nanook by Heidi Kiermaier. It is also out of handspun. This is what's left of the first ball. It's a Cotswold Coopworth lamb fleece that I bought 2 years ago at the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival. And it's all processed up. And I think I'm on an increase row here. So this is the collar. You start with the collar. It's got an interesting an interesting measurement chart and stitch count chart in her pattern. I'm not sure if I like it. This pattern was published quite a few years ago. So yeah, this is the collar. You cannot tell much from how it is right now, but I'm really enjoying the knit. The yarn, curious to see how it's all going to come out. So the Nanook by Heidi Kiermaier. And that is on size 6, US 6, which is 4 millimeter. This I knit, I believe, on US 8s and 7s and 8s. Is that right? So 4.5 millimeters and 5 millimeters? Yeah, we're sticking with that. And I told you that my socks were being knit on US 1.5s, 2.5 millimeters. Carbons DPNs. And one of them is in the bowels of my car somewhere. I looked, I couldn't find it. Okay, I think that's it for works in progress, but I do have a little bit of spinning. I finished 2 ounces of the 2015 clip from Flat Island, Maine. Swenstee, my friend Sarah, sent this to me. She does the Fiber Trek podcast and the Fiber Trek TV show. Look at that. That is gorgeous. It's just a single. It's kind of randomly spun, and it's going to be chain plied because I'm lazy. And it was lovely to spin. So That's where I think Nash Island is as well, Flat Island. So good stuff. Now I also have some hobbledehoy batlings that I'm spinning. And I've kind of decided I want to use all my spindles. So there were 8 batlings. This is the last one. This is a layer cake batling. It's got a variety of fibers in it. I don't think I have them with me now. But I've been doing them on drop spindles. This is my Moosey from Bosworth. This is a Spanish peacock. Je suis prêt, Jamie Fraser. Oh yeah. And the rest are on supported spindles. So my brand new Turkish. Tibetan. Why do I always call them Turkish? I don't like Turkish spindles. Bead whirl. Put quite a few. I think that was definitely 2 batlings. And that bead whirl is very, very fast and makes skinny yarn. My Russian spindle. And it's like a bouquet of spindling. Wait, show all of them. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Okay. And then this, my very first Tibetan spindle. So that's the last batling. So I will 3-ply these most likely, and it's going to be crazy. Maybe I'll 2-ply. No, I don't know. Probably 3-ply. There's such a variety of grists in here in this bouquet of spindle spun yarn that 3-ply might be nice. That is all for spinning. So for the rest of our time together, I would like to talk about, oh wait, I forgot to do introductions. I'm going to do introductions and then I will talk about my weekend. Ooh, bright. Okay, last time we introduced Grandma Lori. Today we have Knits from Home. She is from the UK. She's Kim from the West Midlands. She has 4 children and 6 grandchildren. Ooh, and another one is due very soon. And she loves to knit, sew, quilt. And she loves every minute of all of it. So excellent. Thank you for saying hello, Kim. Then we have Michelle, aka the one in the middle, aka OCD Knit Witch, aka the person who does not know how to attend musicals. Have you guys watched The Naughty Nitwits? Because her theater-going stories are hilarious. And she and her cohorts, Leslie and Melissa, are all hilarious. And I really enjoy watching them. They're on YouTube. So she wishes me a happy birthday. She just wanted to introduce herself. Hi, Michelle. All right. Then we have Stitched by Mimi. Okay. And she's introduced herself twice. It was pretty funny. And she seems that she's introduced herself previously and she hadn't realized. So this is Stitched by Mimi. And her grandkids call her Mimi. Granddaughters. She has three grandchildren and 2 granddaughters. Knitting is a new passion for her. And she is growing in her skills and likes watching podcasts and wants to participate in CALs as time goes on and she gets more skills. So let's see. Oh, and then she came back and said that she was having a Fibertown marathon at her desk at work. And on 110, I welcomed her to the group again, or previously. So hello again. Glad you have introduced yourself multiple times. And okay, your name is Sandy, not Mimi. Mimi is what your grandkids call you. All right, so hello to everyone. So Sandy, Kim, and Melissa. Michelle. Oh my gosh. Okay, never mind. So then, should we keep that light the way it was? Kind of blowing me out. All right. Do you guys want to hear about Rhinebeck? So I was knitting this sweater as I was flying to JFK. And in the airports, it was quite a long day of traveling. I was up early to get to National Airport in DC. My flight didn't leave until about noon 12:15, and flew into JFK, packed pretty light and was able to gate check everything. I met up with Janice Ficker, Sam, the fourth roommate, and Sarah, the copper corgi, and we got in a rented car together, and with lots of snacks, and we drove up to the Hudson Valley, and we stayed in a very rural area near Salt Point. So we actually drove from JFK all the way directly to the Indie Untangled show at a hotel in Kingston, which is on the opposite side of the river from where our rental house was. That place, as Claire from New Hampshire Knit says, it was heaving. It was so crowded. It was like a little preview of what Rhinebeck is like. But I did get a few things there. I'm very excited. I could not refuse a skein of Nothing Says Screw You Like a Rainbow from White Birch Fiber Arts. I know my mother wants rainbow socks, so these might become socks for her. It's only a 2-ply, but it's 80/20 merino nylon. And I don't think she'd wear them in shoes too much to wear them out. So I also found Cannon hand dyes. Another skein of self-striping yarn called Brilliant Mistake. 6-color self-striping, and that's lovely. Again, a 2-ply. Then the only other thing I got there was from the Little Teapot. And I've had a set of these before, but I really wanted some navy blue ones, and I wanted a new set. And these are her necklaces. There are 3 that are hooked together. I also like to wear them as bracelets, or, let's see if I can fix it. They also work, in a pinch, as headbands. These are core spun by her. See? Around sort of a rubbery material. She spins a single, then she core spins them around this, and they detach. These are 3 of them attached together. So Anne is really cool. She has really cool little wool sculptures, wool bonsai plants, wool truffula trees from Horton Here's a Who, and she makes lotion bars. And I have used one of hers before. It's quite nice. And this is some cuticle balm. Ooh, and I really need to use some. Look at those cuticles. So, a Little Teapot designs. Excellent. That was Indie Untangled. Then we drove to dinner in Kingston. We went to a place called Ship to Shore. And that was a lovely, lovely dinner. I had clams and a salad with the nicest slab of bacon on it. It was delicious. It was no holds barred food-wise, too, this whole weekend. So after this, we were all pretty darn tired from a day of travel, and it was dark. We tried to find our cottage. We did find it, but it was down lots of winding roads with deer and other critters, and the stars. It was very far from any light source, so the stars were spectacular. There was a creek running through the back of the property, quite close to the house. I would guess that house was going on 200 years old. It had been mostly updated. It had radiant heating in the floors. It was very eclectically decorated, but it was a great spot. I slept very well there the 3 nights I was there. And, if I'm in a hotel, especially if I'm by myself, I don't sleep well. There's always a lot of noise at night, people coming in on weekend from parties and events. But this was literally the middle of nowhere. So, we got up very early the next day. We grabbed something to eat in Rhinebeck, the village of Rhinebeck, and got there very early. basically, as soon as I got in with Janice Ficker, we ran to the Jenny the Potter the booth. Jenny the Potter the booth. And I was super lucky to get this. Do you see that spider web? Yeah, it says wool. So I've got a jack-o'-lantern, and look, there's one of those little ghost pumpkins, a green one, another jack-o'-lantern, and there's the spider and the fall leaves. I regret nothing. I'm happy I have this. Significantly bigger than my other one, which I got maybe 5 or 6 years ago at Maryland. I think my dog is digging in carpet somewhere. Sorry. Anyway, I think it holds 5 ounces more, 4 or 5 ounces more than my other one. I'm having some coffee from the side of a volcano in Costa Rica. There was an extinct volcano. I love this kind of coffee. So Rhinebeck. So yay, I got a Jenny the Potter mug. My Saturday was pretty focused. And I didn't see lots of small things. I was kind of focused on the things I needed to do and needed to get and people I wanted to see. Oh, at India and Tangled, I got to see a bunch of people that I knew online. Jeanette, Bookish Stitcher. I hope I don't forget anybody. Oh, I Rock Knits, Corey. Oh my gosh, Megan from the Stockinette Zombies. Super nice people, all of them. Jeanette, like, scared the boots off of me. I walked in and she said, "Emily!" So, but I was super glad to meet her in person. And the same thing happened with Claire from New Hampshire Knits, who is I need to spend more time with these people. It's too short. Claire also scared me, and she does an audio podcast. So while I'd seen her Ravatar, you don't get the same sense of who somebody or what someone looks like. So as soon as she said, "It's Claire," I was like, "Oh yes, I can tell now from your picture." And I did run into her a bunch over the weekend, which was great. So, oh my goodness, who else? Julesy and Magnolia, super love them. That was a crazy event. But back to Saturday at Rhinebeck. What else did I get that day? Not a lot. Oh, here's what I did right after Jenny the Potter. Folks in my group went to get, and I just realized I forgot a book. While folks in my group went to get some apple cider donuts, which are incredible, I went to the Fleece show. Really didn't know if I was going to get a fleece. I walked in, I walked right up. I knew if I was going to get a fleece, it was going to be this one. I wanted to get a Cormo from Kate Bostick at Rockland's Farm. She runs Reflections at Rockland's. So, this fleece won the best fleece in show, period. Boom, all of them. This was the best one. It won the fine white fleece. She's the champion there. And then there was a spectacular ribbon for best in show, and we left it there so she could have it for her trophy case. But what does this one say? I haven't actually looked. Yeah, first place. So there were 3 ribbons on it. All right, so we bought it. We split it 3 ways, very unscientifically. I actually haven't measured to see how much this weighs. The whole fleece was 4.5 pounds. This is my bit of it that I unfortunately had to stuff into my suitcase. It was coated. It's insanely nice, and let me just show you. It's quite a long staple for a Cormo. So I feel like I've bought a couple of luxury fleeces in the past month, but this one split 3 ways was incredibly doable. I will process this myself. You could absolutely spin this from the lock. But this is from my middle finger, the tip of my middle finger goes down to the just past the first bone of my finger. So 1, 2, 3. I would say 3.5-inch staple. It's astounding. It's just, there's no bad spot in it. We opened up the fleece thinking, okay, we'll take it apart and oh, it's even got shine to it. And it's a cornrow. It's supposed to be quite matte. Kate's fleeces regularly win, and so do her animals. Not just the wool themselves, but the actual animals are prize winners as well. And I went and visited her, and she had some of her rambouillets with her, but not her cornrows. But I asked her all sorts of questions, and what did she say? The sheep's name is Genevieve, and the folks she was talking to said, oh, "You have Genevieve? Oh my goodness!" They all knew Genevieve and loved Genevieve, and Genevieve all her sheep are shorn by Emily Chambliss, who is the coolest shearer out there. It's a Pennsylvania farm, and I'm going to bring up a picture of Kate. I hope I didn't delete it. I might have deleted it. Okay, it's on my Instagram. I asked if I could have a selfie with her. And she took one layer of woolly things off, and here we are. That's Kate. That's on Sunday at Rhinebeck. And she was thrilled that I came by, and she said that she was tickled, is what she said. So I was really glad. And she said that Genevieve's father's fleece won last year. So I'm thrilled to have that. So at this point I have my mug, part of my prize-winning fleece. What else did I get that day? I'm looking. I was wearing my Esther Bell, my green one, and that got a lot of comments. Oh, I remember. I was able to hand out cards and coupon codes. And thank you all for your support. If you've bought the Esther Bell, either you've got both a sport and the fingering weight version in that pattern. Thank you guys so much. It got a lot of positive attention at Rhinebeck, and it was just, I'm not going to wear it. It's way too hot. So that was super, super lovely. So at this point, it's about, I don't know, 9:30, 9:45. And Sarah Pomegranate had told me that Clara Parks was going to be signing free copies, her galley copies of her newest book, which is called Knitlandia. It's in my bedroom because I'm reading it. But I was third in line. And I got to talk with Heather Zoppetti, who is a designer out of Pennsylvania, and she has a new book called Unexpected Cables, while I was waiting for Clara. I got a selfie with Clara, and she autographed the book, and it should be coming out, I guess, in the next little while. So she was really lovely, and so those are my first 3 acquisitions at Rhinebeck, and I don't think I bought anything else that day. Pretty much after I got Clara's book, I was eating apple cider donuts in the line. After that, probably walked around a wee bit and went early for falafel, because Abba's falafel is a super duper good treat at Rhinebeck. It's delicious. I'm not a vegetarian, but that's pretty much what I want to eat when I'm there. It's super good. After my lunch, I think I went and laid down on the grass. Oh my goodness. Maybe I saw a ton of people. You walk down that main drag and you're pretty much going to see people you know. And I'm going to forget people. I saw New Hampshire Knits again. I saw Intuit Knit, which was super cool. nutmeg knits. Oh my gosh. Oh, Pam from NOLA, who was wearing the most beautiful sweater. In fact, I need to look that up and add it to my queue. She was wearing it out of copper corgi yarn. I think it was called the Floric. So anyway, I know I'm going to miss people and it's going to bum me out. Try my best to think of them. I went and laid down for a while. I did a little yoga because I'm shameless. I was doing cat-cow on the ground. Just all the travel, it had me kind of kinked up. And the knitting, all the manic knitting. You're hunched over. Anyway, so I stretched, and then I went to the podcaster meetup, which was super cool. I had a better time this year at the podcaster meetup than I had previously. Oh, I got to see Mustache and Minerva Turkey, and Space Junk and Vintage Rose, and Kate from Dragonfly Fibers, who is just a wonderful human being. Really cool lady. So at the podcaster meetup, I got to meet Jenny from Tiny Paper Foxes and her husband Devin. They're darling. They're darling. And I hope that we can meet up again sometime when they're in the DC area. I missed Andre Sue Knits and I missed Beezy Mama. I never seem to get in touch with her at these festivals, and she's always there. So I'm hoping I get to see her in this area soon too. Carlene from Made with Carlenergy. I saw Paula from the Knitting Pipeline. I didn't speak with her. I was intimidated. Same goes for Woolen Vine. Just didn't happen. I'd love to meet her. But yeah, a little bit of a fangirl moment. I did, let's see. I couldn't not talk to the fat squirrel. That was impossible. So I went over there with, I think Claire was with me too, and just hearing Amy Beth's laugh in person was very special. How stalkery does that sound? I want to be her friend. She's awesome. So very good time. Some memers mostly on Sunday, but yeah, I'm looking at pictures now. It was so fun. So okay, so after we went back home, the traffic was horrible. We stopped at a Stop and Shop, which is, to people in this area, it's the same as Giant. It's the same logo and everything. We bought some breakfast makings for the next morning, and then we were going to go to the Jill Draper trunk show, or open studio, rather, in Kingston again. Traffic was bad getting out of Rhinebeck. Headed that direction in particular. And when we got to Jill Draper, holy smokes. It was like being in a mosh pit. Surrounded by yarn you can't get to. I had to get out of there after 5-10 minutes. Bummer. But sometimes Fiberspace gets her stuff, so I will plan on eventually someday getting some Esopus, which is an actual creek in the area. And I think I might be pronouncing it incorrectly. They do have Esopus mini skein kits, which look really cool. So you could make like a 3-color cowl, which a friend of mine is doing. I won't say who because I'm sure she'll mention it on her podcast. So after that, we had dinner at Mole Mole with a large group of people. The Ross Farmers and Gershubi and her husband and Mary Beth and Tony, who are friends of Sarah Pomegranate. They're just lovely. And Sarah was there as well. And then our little group. So delicious Mexican food and margaritas and just really nice. We were so tired after that. We went home, fell into bed, kind of, and decided that Sunday morning we were going to take it easy and get wake up when we felt like it, make a nice breakfast, and we had a delicious breakfast. We had bacon and scrambled eggs and toasted challah bread and some local apples cut up and some delicious coffee, some jam on the bread. It was just wonderful, and enjoyed the radiant heating on the floor. So, and then we trundled off back to the fairgrounds. We got there a little bit after 11, and I really wanted to go to the Leaping Llamas. I had missed it last year, so it was a priority for me. And we got there just as they were starting. And can I just say, don't miss the Leaping Llamas. It is the best sporting event that I've ever seen. It's like reverse limbo. Every round there's a bar that the animal and the handler have to jump over, and it gets higher and higher each round until there are only 2 or 3 contenders. Take a sip. So this includes Sister Mary Elizabeth from, I believe, St. Mary's on the Mount, and her cashmere goat. It also includes lots of llama, lots of alpaca. I think there were a few sheep, and then plenty of goats. I had the best time. And I was facing the grandstand, the bleachers, and I could see all of these friends and internet friends and other podcasters, and there was a kid, like a goat, a baby goat, who was just minuscule, and so didn't care about what was happening. But he was a contender, or she, and every time that this little goat came up and had to jump, folks would start chanting, "Tiny goat, tiny goat." And at one point the goat was like, "I'm going under this bar," and everyone would scream and cheer. And so, you have handlers dragging their llamas behind them, then you have some who are running with their handler and super into it. It was great. And there was a teenage girl won with her llama this year. Can't remember if it was a llama or alpaca. It was awesome. And as we were watching that, I looked out the door and realized it's snowing. It was snowing at Rhinebeck. It was just like fat flurries. But it flurried on and off for a few hours that day. So after that, I decided I was going to go by myself into all of the barns, and I'll see all of the things. And I did. I saw all of the things, and I have a few things from that day. I went to Harrisville. I went everywhere, but this is what I bought. I bought some Harrisville yarn. This is their watershed worsted. This is the Nelson colorway, and this is the Eastview colorway. I love this. This is the mill that makes Shelter and Flood, the Brooklyn Tweed yarns, and now Quarry as well, the bulky one. But I like these for a colorwork something, so I was very happy to get those. And from Solitude, I had not purchased this at Shenandoah, and I was regretting it. This is Coopworth Sport Weight 3-ply. 340 yards. This could make an amazing Esterbell. And I adore it. Deb Robeson said, go get some, and it had been bothering me that I hadn't. So it was on my list for Rhinebeck. It's awesome, you guys. Solitude is a local company to me. This is what they're... Love this. What else did I find that day? Oh, this. I found this. I bought a hand-woven tea towel, and I love it. I think I might make a tradition out of this if I go to Rhinebeck next year. This is from Hawk Meadow Mountain. Karen Tenney is the weaver. She's from New York. She had amazing hand-woven things. KT Weaver, what does that say? ktweaver48@gmail.com. So yeah, it opens up. It's like this. Not sure if I'll use it as a tea towel or if I will use it as a face towel. Because I love getting things at these festivals that I use on a daily basis. Like this. It's soft, it's all cotton, I love it. Oh, I also bought a loop bat. I bought something into the world for a friend as well. But I'm not going to show that one. This is a loop bat called Organic. It's just merino. It's 4.9 ounces, and it's a frequent repeat. So that will be nice to spin. I hadn't had a loop bat in a while. It was time. Gosh, there were so many other people that I saw and talked to, and I'm going to kick myself for not mentioning them, but hi. It was so great to see you. So we went back. Oh, I got to hang out with Memers and give her an impromptu supported spindle lesson. That day, I went through the food building. I got some chocolates there. Sampled a lot of things. Got some apple crisp. That was delicious. Oh my gosh. Rhinebeck truly has something that Maryland does not. As much as I love Maryland, and I really do love Maryland, it's truly nice to be able to wear your hand knits and show them off without dying of heat stroke. I don't think Maryland is hot, except for that one year. It's generally not too bad. It's generally beautiful spring weather. But it's too warm to wear sweaters. Whereas in Rhinebeck, you need to layer up on years like this. Also, I was wearing my Irish coffee, and Thea Coleman walked by and said she loved my sweater. You don't, because of the dynamic, and the weather at Maryland, you don't get that. There's definitely a connection because a lot of designers go to Rhinebeck, and they go to Maryland as well, but I think you get more designers at Rhinebeck. So you get moments like that. There's a significant book signing area and book selling area, and people are there to promote their work more than at Maryland. So yeah, that blew my mind. She said, "I like your sweater," and I said to her, "This is Thea Coleman." I said, "You made it," and she said, "No, you made it," and I was like, "I know. Oops." I don't do the fangirl thing very well, very coherently. But that was a lot of fun. She was with Bristol Ivy and Amy Christophers. So it's a bit more stylish and style conscious than Maryland is. Maryland is more agricultural, I would say, with tons of yarn also. And I feel like Maryland might be bigger. I think they get about the same amount of people attendance-wise, but there's just different vibes. And the food is without a doubt better at Rhinebeck. Speaking of food, after we went home, we turned back around and went to a place called Another Fork in the Road near Red Hook. And we met up with Jandi Smiley and her group, and she gave me one of these. This is her Jandi Smiley Etsy.com packet. This is her Poke Me Not, and I have one and I love it. This is this thing right here. Then she also has a Lose Me Not, which has stitch markers in it. And then she has two Lose Me Nots of different sizes. One has chibis, and one, well, not chibis, but tapestry needles, and one has stitch markers. She gave me a pack to give away to you all. They've all fallen in my very fancy Crown Royale bag with my name embroidered on it. I know. Thank you, Janice. So it's a birthday gift. Okay, so let's see. There's a lose-me-not with a needle in it. Oh wait, that looks like a crochet hook. And this is another lose-me-not with stitch markers. And then you've got this one. So I will be, I'll say this, watch the group for this giveaway, because I'm not sure when I'm going to give it away yet, but I will be giving it away, and they're awesome. Go check her out on Etsy if you're interested. So we were eating at Another Fork in the Road, which is a farm-to-table restaurant in Red Hook, New York. And there was some lamb. There was hand-cut fettuccine on the menu with a lamb ragu, and a bunch of us got that. And it was delicious. And we were all knitting and chatting and drinking wine, and a guy at the table behind us said, "Are you all vendors or consumers?" And we said, "Ooh, we're consumers." Turned out he is the farmer who had supplied the lamb to the restaurant. And he had been vending at Rhinebeck as well. And he ran out to his truck and brought in a gigantic bag of this. Point of View Farm Fin Sheep. So this was one of my local New Yorkie purchases. I bought it at the restaurant. That's the price. It's 8 ounces. It's luscious. I love fin, and look at that color. 8 ounces. It's a small farm. I think it's on the pricey side for what it is. Maybe a little bit, but small farms got to make it work. They got to make it work for them. I don't want to get a bargain on something from a small farm. You know what I mean? It's not right. It doesn't feel right to me. I want to pay what it's worth. What it's worth to the farmer to keep the farmer going in their business. Within reason, of course, but so premium fin combed top. And if you know, fin sheep basically have litters. They have 6, 7, 8 lambs at a time per ewe. Sometimes not that many, but they can easily have that many. So these farmers have way more lambs than they can raise, and they can afford to raise for years at a time. So they get sold for meat. And, you know, suppose we could have a debate about vegetarianism, and I understand that point of view in terms of ethics. But again, it's a way for sheep farmers to stay in business, and wool farmers as well as meat. So there are two sides to it. So when you have a breed like the Finn, which is a breed worth having around, as I think all sheep breeds are, this is one side effect. You have more lambs than you can keep. So the fact that, I know who would raise the lamb that we were eating, and I got to buy some of their wool, was pretty neat. So it's really soft and scrumptious, and I'm looking around me. That's enough. It's not everything though, actually. That's everything I bought. But the experiences of this weekend kept getting better. So after dinner, we went home and hung out and knit and spun together. Then we woke up pretty early the next day, packed up the car, and we drove to, I don't remember where it was, somewhere in New York, because as I mentioned, I don't know how much I should tell of this story. All right, I'm not going to give any names. I hope this is okay to tell. The Copper Corgi's supplier wanted to meet up with her yarn supplier. This is all top secret, like you don't divulge who does what for you in your business. So this person just happened to be in the area, Rhinebeck time. We all met up at a diner with this person and another partner of this person. And we got to see some of the bases that they were considering selling, and got to like give our little consumer input. And we had a diner breakfast, and all the waitresses are like, "When are you gonna knit me something, hun?" Which can be annoying, but it was super cute. Come on, they're diner waitresses. But we got to hear this person's backstory and how they ended up in this business, and how far back their family has gone in this business, and quite a few generations. So that was super cool. That was a neat way to end our trip. And the fact that I know this person must sell to a lot of independent dyers. But the fact that they sought out Sarah, the Copper Corgi, as someone they wanted to meet up with, I don't think they did that with a lot of clients of theirs, and says a lot about her and her business practices and what kind of person she is. So, yeah, she, as you know, is the person who did yarn support for my Esther Bell shawl. So, yeah, we drove back to JFK, and it was my birthday on Monday. And I had myself a little airport lunch, the gigantic beer, slept on the flight after that, and came home to my people and celebrated here with them. So it was quite a weekend. I'm glad to be back. And I'm feeling recovered now from it. Again, it was a very comfortable place to stay, so I don't feel as tired as I think I would have had we stayed in the hotel. So if I saw you at Rhinebeck, it was super cool to see you. And I got to talk to Leslie of the Knit Girls too. I never actually really chatted with her, and that was really nice. She's a really lovely person. Again, I kind of did the fangirl thing in previous years, and shy. Knitting celebrity, I can't talk to them. So I'm getting out of that a little bit more, and I do have to force myself to a certain extent, but it is always worth it. So thanks for a wonderful Rhinebeck, and thanks for tuning in to see and hear about it. And watch the Rav boards. I'll be doing stuff there. FOs, giveaways. And you all take care till next time. All right, bye-bye.